What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another live broadcast stream of A Cup of Crypto. Whether you're watching this with me now live or you're watching this slightly later, this is going to be your day's update for all the crypto action, all the price action, analysis, predictions, news. We're going to be looking at what's going on in the market right now. And of course, we'll move into some Q&A as well through this session as well. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're in this chat with us right now or you're watching it later, give us one of these down below. Obliterate that like button, but don't spill your cup of crypto while you're doing it. Today, I've got my Belief cup, if you can all see that. Belief. Because I'm a believer, guys, through and through. Right now, we're in some short-term bearish action, and I believe there's a little bit further to go, but more mid-long term, I'm a believer, guys. Are you a believer? Anyway, gonna have a sip of my cup of crypto. Let me know in the chat what you're drinking, and yeah, if you take value from this at any time, even if you don't take value, smash the like button now before you leave. I'm joking, you're not going to leave. We're going to be covering some very, very interesting price action. There's a big volatility about to happen today. So without any further delay, I'm going to have a sip of my cup of crypto. That's good. And let's get on with the show, guys. So we're going to kick things off today with Bitcoin. Makes sense. Bitcoin, we've been following since the inception of the all-time high, which we had in November, right? So a recap here. The all-time high was on the 10th of November. We've been rallying down in this downward channel. We've had multiple touch points now. Most recently, we've had 1, 2, 3. Well, you could call it 4, including the first one. And right now, what happened yesterday, which is exactly what we predicted on the channel, that we were going to break beneath this line of support. And the reason why we did that, guys, is simple, really. The trend is your friend to the end. This is what we saw happen. Downways, sideways, downways, sideways, downways, sideways, downward, sideways. So the next thing, what's going to happen next? Likely down, right? Obviously, that's just one basic level of TA and not where we got the prediction from. But sometimes if you strip things back to basics, they work. Right now, Bitcoin on this 4-hour chart is falling, and we're setting a potential to break this key level of support. That support level that was holding us up was $36,800. We've broken beneath it now. Let's see on the half-an-hour chart if any volume is picking up. It is a little bit. So worrying signs for the bulls. It does look to me like we are dipping in price right now. So I'm going to obviously cover more detailed Bitcoin analysis, Ethereum analysis, and all your favorite altcoins as well. But quickly, I wanted to show you this before we go into the news. This is known as the long-short ratio. What this basically tells you is how many shorts, how many longs in the market. Now, it kind of has an inverse effect on where you should trade. If anyone wants to find this, just Google Binance long-short ratio. I don't trade on Binance personally. I much prefer BYBIT, as many of you know, but they have this great information here. When you see more longs in the market, on the 5-minute, you can see we're at 56%, 56%. When you see this green higher, above 50%, it's usually time to short. Not all the time. There's many different confluence factors that we bring in. If you look on and look at it on different time frames. I mean, if you look at it on the hour, you'll notice that there's been slightly more longs in the market, 56, 56, 56. The ratio is up here, 1.3. So it's much better value to short. And this is just one element, one factor that I would bring into play to insinuate that we are going for lower prices. So like I said, we're going to cover the analysis, predictions for today, where we're likely to be going next, just after we cover a couple of quick news articles that I think are important that many of you should be aware of. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is what's happened this morning in Asia. Obviously, Asia is up first, technically, and due to what's been happening in the equities market, those of you that are familiar with stocks, Facebook had like a 22% plunge yesterday. Why is that important? Well, Facebook account for a huge amount of the equity market in the States, and they lost 10 billion, and that's from their virtual augmented reality division, which is tied to metaverse. I mean, they are the company that is the pinnacle of metaverse. They actually rename themselves to Meta. So it's a big deal for cryptocurrency space. And basically what this article is saying, that a lot of the Asian market have become scared by this downward trend of Facebook. You have to remember, Facebook as a user base have nearly 2 billion users worldwide. Okay, so they are a very nice indicator, barometer of what's going on in the metaverse. Basically, quick sip of my cup of crypto, guys. Welcome all of you joining the chat now. It's great to see some familiar faces back in here. And yeah, if you haven't already, please do smash the like. Let YouTube know, let the algorithm know that we are a strong community, and a cup of crypto needs to be in everyone's morning diary if they want to know about the crypto prices. So, quick sip. Today, black coffee, again with butter in it. And for those of you that weren't in yesterday's video, you're thinking that's weird. I'm on a ketogenic diet. I have high fat, so I put butter in my coffee. It's a thing. Just Google bullet coffee, and you'll see I didn't just make it up. It is a bit funky though. It's a bit like salty in coffee. It's nice though. I recommend it. So anyway, Bitcoin and Ether fell sharply after the company formerly known as Facebook said its VA reality division lost $10 billion. Okay, so the Bitcoin and the broader crypto market faced heavier selling pressure in the US trading Wednesday. So the late afternoon drop came from the Meta platforms, formerly Facebook, delivered disappointing Q4 earnings and a weak guidance for the quarter. So in addition, it's also talking about Ether, where it says, according to CoinDesk, Ether, the second biggest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, was trading and down as well. So I thought, seeing what's happening with Facebook, big barometer of the market, Asia's acted quickly to it. Not all the time, but quite often, Europe will follow Asia, and then the States can follow Europe. Not always, but it does happen. Next article I wanted to draw your attention to here this morning before we get into my predictions, price action of what likely is happening today, is this, guys, is the Bitcoin price dips below 37k as a descending channel pattern comes back into play. So this is actually technical news, and it's basically this. So if I go into my 4-hour chart, what it's referring to is this descending wedge. I mean, I've drawn it as a descending channel. However, I guess you could draw it as a descending wedge if you want to treat it like that, potentially. Or I guess even you could draw it like that, okay? And then that becomes a descending wedge. Either way, it's bullish ultimately, like mid-long term, but short term, it's of course bearish because we're in this trend. And what we saw yesterday is a break down below on the 4-hour chart, volume slightly picking up, nothing to write home about yet, but we are breaking key levels, and that support was at about $36,700. We're currently being supported at $36,410. The significance of this support level isn't just a horizontal support, it's actually a fib level. It's a 0.5 fib level, which I've taken from the overall market in this bull cycle. So if you go back from March 2020, guys, where the bull cycle started, and you draw your fib swing low to the swing high, you're looking at a 0.5 fib level at 36,827. And as you can see, if you zoom in here, we're currently potentially breaking below it on the daily. We've confirmed it on the 4-hour, that's for sure. We've got 3 candles beneath it, some volume picking up slightly. So yeah, pretty bearish signs. So we're going to talk about where Bitcoin's going next in a moment. Is there anything else I wanted to show you guys? So quick update on my trades. For those of you that were tuned in yesterday, I was about $5,000 down on Ethereum. I'm currently $3,000 up. As predicted, as I expected, the prices were reversing, which they're doing. So I'm currently $2,000 up on XRP, $3,000 up on Ethereum, but I'm nowhere near done. My target for Ethereum is down at $1,880. I'm set to net about $40,000 if that plays out. XRP set to profit about 50,000. Well, that's in XRP, so I guess it will be something like $20,000 or something like that. So anyone that wants some free crypto to try out, BYBIT's the best trading platform. Link down below for $1,200 guaranteed Bitcoin bonus. You just simply need to make an account, deposit the minimum. It's all on that link, and you'll get $1,200. If you don't quite have enough or don't want to deposit quite enough to get the bonus, by just depositing any amount, they will give you up to $100 bonus as well using my link. And another quick mention, if you want to keep up to date with my real-time trade signals, guys, you can see that I have my trade signals for free. You click the link beneath this video and simply make a BYBIT account using this link. And if you need a VPN, it's here for you guys in America or the States. You just need to create an account there, deposit, and you'll get my free trade signals, guys, on Telegram. So in the Telegram community, guys, we actually had a beautiful Bitcoin short last night. For those of you that took that trade, congratulations. This was the first post. I said Bitcoin short, bear flag, coming down, Bitcoin likely to go, So predicted that, and then I said, congrats all. So this is the power of the real-time trade signals. Obviously, I post as much as I can on YouTube, but if you want these real-time trade signals, guys, link below to catch up with that. So let's get into the price action good and proper. I'm excited today because there's going to be volatility. It's really nice for trading, and I suspect that there's going to be plenty of profit to be made. Probably more likely shorting in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there's a lot of assets like other altcoins that are looking very good right now for long positions as well. So if you're now in the channel, if you're in the chat, I mean, do smash the like. We're on 37 likes, but we've got 100 people plus watching live. I appreciate your support, guys. If you're not watching this live, I appreciate you here as well. This is relevant either because we're covering today's analysis, predictions, all coming up, guys. So smash the like, obliterate it, make that turn blue. Make sure you're subscribed as well for not only these lives, but I do videos throughout the day on Ethereum mainly, but also Bitcoin and altcoins. So let's get into the price action here. Very, 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 very exciting. I want to start on the 1 hour for Bitcoin, okay? And we'll cover Bitcoin, we'll cover Ethereum, we'll cover probably ADA, XRP, Matic, Solana, and then I'll be taking requests from you guys on what we cover. So let's look here at the Bitcoin price. So we did break below that line of support, as I said. Currently, what we're seeing in terms of, in fact, we can move these now. It just makes it a bit messy. What I want to do on the short term is actually look at a tool that I don't believe I've shown you guys on the live before, but in this scenario it's going to be quite relevant. So what this tool I want to show you is this one. It's the fixed range volume profile. This basically tells us, kind of similar to the VPVR, it tells us the volume of longs and shorts in the market. So if you go from this point to this point, we can see the point of control is all the way up here. So we've broken all points of control on that side. If I zoom out a bit further to, let's say, this low, okay, this is more of a relevant marker. If we basically do the same measurement here, fixed range volume profile from the low to the current price action, it shows us that we've broken point of control. So this is a bearish sign, okay? This is where a lot of shorts coming to the market. I mean, if I go back to the long short ratio and put it back on the 5 minute, what you're going to see here is more longs indicating that there's more value in the short. So Bitcoin looks to be breaking below the $36,350 level. Let's look at the next target for Bitcoin and a potential trade that you may want to consider putting on here. Look, we're breaking now. You can see we're breaking down. Let's actually go into the smaller time frames here. Let's go into the 1 minute just to show you what that looks like in real time. See if there's any volume coming in. Volume is, so we've got these candles all represent 1 minute, right? And this is the time remaining of that candle. So there's 35 seconds, 34 seconds, 33 seconds. So we basically want to have a look at how these, how the volume is picking up on the smaller time frame going down. You can see when we've been moving down, volume's picking up. So people are shorting. When we're moving sideways and consolidating, there's nothing. So it's definitely more bearish sentiment right now in the market by looking on these smaller time frames here. So let's go back into the 1 hour. Of course, we want to see where the support is, local support. Okay, so in order to do that, let's run a local fib and see what's what. So we're going to go from the previous swing low to the swing high. and we've currently broken the 0.382. Okay, so the next target is the 0.5 fib level. It's about $36,050, but the golden pocket point of support should come in somewhere between 35 grand and $35,300. So also on the 1 hour, let's check out our moving averages. And what we're seeing here is some death cross action. We have seen the 20-day overlap everything. Yeah, the 50, the 100, the 200, and we're currently seeing the 50 now overtake the 100, 200 as well. We're also seeing, I mean, this is really bearish to be quite honest. We've also just seen the 100 loop the 200. So price action is telling us we are going down. It's much more likely we're going down. In terms of shorting right now, I do believe there's value in the short down to the $35,000 level. I mean, ultimately, let me go just to gain some perspective here. If I go back into the 4-hour chart, let's move our moving averages. Let's move that because that Fibonacci retracement level is only relevant on the smaller time scale. Ultimately, guys, what I'm expecting now to happen over the next few days, week, I am expecting price action to come down to our long-term golden pocket, which could be as low as 27k. Probably most likely to see some support at around 29,500. This support line, right, is the support line going back all the way back here. So it's been well supported, and we reached that top of the channel yesterday, and it looks like we're going to see lower price action to the downside. And in terms of a percentage, in terms of a move, what we're looking at is something like another 18% drop. So I'm going to have a quick look in the chat and see if there's any interesting questions, because that's educational for everybody, and see what people are saying. Tanya says, I wonder where the guy from yesterday's live giving you hate for your bearish prediction. I bet he's listening now. Well, look, you know, whether people agree or disagree, that's fine. You know, everybody has different opinions on the market. That's why it's a market. We have buyers, we have sellers. I just tell you what the technicals are saying from my own knowledge and what I'm doing. So let's have another look. Any more interesting questions? Someone says, technical analysis, trend is your friend, all beats out hopium. Absolutely. How can I join your group? Someone asked. Well, I have a few different things you can join. So first and foremost, we have the Discord community, guys, right? Which is our Marzell Trading Academy. So the Marzell Trading Academy is where we have interactive sessions with our coaches daily, where it's for complete beginners to intermediates. You can hop in and out when you like. We have trade setup channels. Okay, so you can have your finger on the pulse of what's going on at all times. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, altcoins. We have chats amongst the members, and we have myself and our coaches always giving our feedback on what's going on in the market, what you should do. For example, I could go into Ethereum trade setups now, and we can see what's going on in the market. And we all have a very certain way of trading, which is using the ARC system. So the ARC system is basically by using triangulation. And it's joining the community, guys. You don't need to be available at a fixed time. It's completely flexible. We have things going on all throughout the day, live sessions. So if you want to join the MTA, links down below, where we actually have a big discount running right now. It's a limited time discount. It's 33% off. So if you know that you want to invest in your trading and training, I definitely recommend to check it out. If you're not quite sure, or if you're a complete beginner, what I do recommend is joining us for a completely free session. Every Thursday, we run a beginner's session. If you click the link, actually the pinned comment in the chat, and it will be in the link in the description. Every Thursday, so that's today at 7:30 p.m. UK or 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can join us. So click the link down below, simply enter your email address, and you will be getting an email to join the session. The session is hosted in Discord. It will be here, beginners training. So you'll be invited to join us in there, guys. So that's my group. If you want to join the Signals group, by the way, my trading signals, link down below. To access it, you need to create a BYBIT account using our affiliated link. That's how we give away free signals. I'll earn a bonus, you'll earn a bonus, and you'll get my signals for free. And here's the VPN link I recommend to use if you're in the States or Canada. You need to set your location up as, I don't know, UK or Dubai or Hong Kong or Germany, so you can actually access the trading platform. But obviously, there are certain rules and regulations depending on what state you're in. Do your own due diligence. I can't advise on the legalities of it, but I know that's how you can access it. But I'm not telling you you should do it. Do your own legal research prior. It's your own responsibility, guys. So here we go. Let's go back into the Bitcoin price. I do need a sip of my cup of crypto. For those of you that didn't say, I've got my Belief cup today. I'm a Beliefer. And I'm having a drink of this cup of crypto because my mouth's going a little bit dry. I'm just going to carry on reading a couple of questions. If there's anything interesting, I'll answer so you guys can all learn together. Alex, what do you think of loopering? We'll be covering loopering. How can existing BYBIT members join your group? Well, if you're a BYBIT member, all you need to do is create a new account. Yeah, so if you already have BYBIT and you want my Trade Signals group, you need to create a new BYBIT account using this link. So forget your old BYBIT account, create a new account using this link, deposit into this one. You can bring over all your other cryptocurrency from your other account, trade on this account, and in exchange, I'll give you my free trade signals. I earn a commission from that. That's why I do it. You will earn a new bonus as well by creating an account. Okay, so what if I already have a BYBIT account? Yeah, I think I just, if you have an open position already, guys, what I would suggest doing is creating another account, using that link, deposit into it, and you will then have access to it. Even if you deposit a small amount, $100, I'll still give you access to it. But obviously, I would prefer it if you traded under my account because that's how I earn my money. This is how I monetize what I do. This is my job. And in return, I give free signals. But there you go. So how long is this dip going to last for? Days? Do I have time to buy Solana under $100 right now? So we're going to be covering Solana. That's one of the main coins we'll cover. Let's just quickly finish on Bitcoin because obviously with whatever's going on with Bitcoin has a big influence on the market, right? Whatever's happening with Bitcoin, we need to pay close attention to. The other thing we can look at regarding Bitcoin, excuse me, guys, what we can see is the percentage of the dominance in the Bitcoin market right now. So we're currently seeing support of dominance. Basically, when the Bitcoin dominance is higher, price action is more bullish, basically, okay? When it's lower, price action tends to be more bearish. So, I mean, for example, if I go into the daily, just to show you things, like when we were super high, this was in September when we were rallying, and then in the summer, we were rallying really high as well. So yeah. Basically, what we're currently seeing is this pattern of support. If the Bitcoin dominance drops down, this could indicate a bit of an altcoin season. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. So the summary for Bitcoin right now is that we're in this falling wedge, dropping down. Let's zoom out and see what could potentially happen in this bear market, because I know a lot of people are wondering right now, how bearish are we going? How low could we fall? And is this a bear market, or is this a big correction like we've had here, like we've had here, like we've had here? So let's cover that. Let's talk about that. I think that would be very interesting for most people here. So let's remove the fib levels because I don't want to pay too much close attention. I want to look at more about percentages dropped and how this relates to previous cycles, guys. Okay, so the first place we could actually start, sorry, do you know what, I'm going to use the Bitcoin Coinbase chart because it goes back further than the BYBIT one. So I want to start off by looking at the last bull run and bull cycle, okay, which was this one. For those of you that were invested then, you'll have thicker skin than the most recent ones in the market. I was in this one and I was in the 2014 one. I didn't quite learn my lesson in 2014. I got wrecked a lot, lost a lot of money. I was much more prepared in this one, and hopefully for most of you guys, you'll be much more prepared in this one we're currently in, if it is one. So in terms of a drop, okay, what's really interesting to see, first of all, it took a long time to reach the bottom. You see this incline, or decline, should I say, it was quite gradual. If we compare it to the current one we're in, this is much steeper, much more like a correction, like this, like this, like this, like this. And actually, the drop we had in the summer, the most recent 6-7 months ago, the drop was 53%. The drop we're currently seeing, so far anyway, is only actually 46%. So if we did come down another, like the same percentage, it takes us down to about 29,000. It doesn't necessarily mean we're in a bear market. Okay, it doesn't mean we're in a bear market. The RSI is pretty low now on the daily, where we currently are. And if you look at the previous bull market, let's make this a bit larger. We actually saw a bounce off the RSI here. But in terms of a percentage, what we dropped from the high to the low, because we actually went to about 3K, 4K, it was about 82%. Was it about 82% correction? Let's do that again. Yeah, 83% we dropped, maybe 84%. So if we are going into a bear market, we may not drop that far because the asset class is a bit maturer now. But we could, I mean, the very bottom that most people are talking about is like 20K if we go bear market. However, don't be shocked by these predictions, because when we were in this bull market and we were at 20K, people thought it was impossible to reach 10K. They're like, no, 10K is just not going to happen. And bear in mind, we've come from 69K down to around 30K, so it's possible. But what actually happened is we didn't go to 10K, we went all the way down to 3K for about an 85% discount. And that was a bear market because it was a bit of an awful time because, you know, for about a year and a half, we were just moving sideways, trending very, very boring. I don't have the opinion that that's going to repeat. I do believe that we're now in longer cycles and this overall support will hold. So I can see something like this just continuing, this support line, right? So something like that. If any, the most bearish scenario I see, and I'm only maybe 40-50%, no, let's say 30-40% confident, is we will come down and meet this level, potentially at the lowest come down to about 20K, which will correspond and correlate with the previous peak. I cannot see Bitcoin going lower than that. If it does, obviously you have to consider it more of a crypto winter, even more so than a bear market. I would consider this a crypto winter, right? All this 2018 to 2020 stuff, that was a winter, right? This is a healthy correction. This is a healthy correction, what we know from Bitcoin. It tends to do this a lot. So what I could anticipate happening is something like this, okay? We want to create a higher low than the previous, ideally. So we could come down to something like that, to around 31K and rally up. We could come down to that support, stay around there for a bit and rally up. That's another possibility. Or we could do something where the price comes all the way down, like a quick wick down here, maybe even to around 20K, consolidate a little bit, be a bit boring couple of months, and then rebound and rally up, something like that. But because of what I showed you of what's going on right now on the, if I go back into my BYBIT chart, Bitcoin USD, because of this downward wedge that we're now trending in, and we've broken to the downside out of now, very much looks that way. I cannot anticipate breaking to the upside yet. I mean, you could run a trend-based fib extension on it to get a target here as well. Another confluence factor that you may want to use. So if you go from the previous swing high, swing low, swing high, it's giving you targets of 28 grand on the 100, 1.382, 24. Yeah, I mean, it could go as low as 22K, but we have a lot of support at around 28, 29,000, guys. Really a lot of support there. So that's Bitcoin. That's how it's looking. Bearish short term. Short to slightly more medium term. We're going to see what happens to see if that breaks. And we'll cover some more coins now. We're going to move on to Ethereum next, of course, our favorite coin on the channel. So we're going to be talking about what's going on in Ethereum now. I'm going to have a quick sip of my cup of crypto and read to see if there's any interesting questions to read out. And then we'll get on with it. Someone's asked, how long have I been trading in the industry? So I have some experience of trading going back about 5-6 years. I used to trade a little bit of FX, a little bit of gold futures. Started trading crypto about 2 years ago. So I already had, let's say, a basic knowledge of technical analysis, and obviously been working on that a lot in the last couple of years. People need to realize we were at $70,000 2-3 months ago. Yeah, we were. And, you know, we've come down a long way. How long is this dip going to last? Days or hours? Do I have time to buy Solana under 100 right now? Definitely not days. I think we've got at least another week or so in this market. I've been closely watching the S&P 500 because it's basically very strongly correlated with crypto right now, particularly Bitcoin. And what we're seeing in the S&P is this downward trend, and we just got rejected off this line of resistance yesterday at 45.93. So I am expecting the S&P to come down, which inevitably is not going to be good for Bitcoin, Ethereum short term, right? So any other interesting questions before we move on to Ethereum? Where would you move your stop loss into profit on Ethereum? Good question, and that will nicely tie us into the Ethereum TA. So like I showed you guys with my Ethereum trade, currently up $2,800. So my current stop loss is all the way up at 2,900. So in terms of moving that stop loss, that 2,900, by the way, let's go into the 4-hour chart and see where that stop loss is. So the stop loss is currently up about here. Let's zoom in a bit. Current stop loss is up here. Would I consider moving it down? I would, but not at this stage. When I would move it down. Who asked that question? Shorty play games. I would consider moving that down if and when we break the next key level, which is this sloping support, and I mean on the daily. I wouldn't move it yet. I would move it on the daily. In fact, it's a bit risky. I'll tell you why. Because we may be forming a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern here. I'm already seeing it, and I imagine in the next few days we might do something like that, potentially. Yeah. So to place your stop loss just here is a bit risky because we could come down and come back up. I'm going to leave my stop loss exactly where it is for now. Up, safer up here. So yeah, I wouldn't be moving it. I would move it if and when we break this level, okay? If we break and confirm beneath this support, you can see there's a bit of a broadening ascending wedge forming. If we break this level, confirm it on the daily, that 2,350 level, then I will lower my stop loss and I'll bring it above. I'll bring it about here. Bring it to about 2,600. That's when I'd be looking to move it. Yeah. To answer your question, how will the Americans affect the market when their markets open? Well, yeah, like I said, the S&P is looking likely to fall today, just from a technical perspective. Obviously, a lot of geopolitical tensions going on with Russia, with Ukraine. So if the markets are down, crypto's more likely to go down. For a new starter, what is the best to start trading Forex crypto? Well, look, technical analysis works across any asset class. The reason we trade crypto is because of the volatility involved, and obviously the great exchanges you have like BYBIT makes it really easy for traders. And of course it ties in nicely with people that are invested with crypto because it makes more sense doing it that way if you're trying to, because your gains are in crypto, right? So it kind of makes sense to do it that way. I would suggest cryptocurrency, but that's just a little bit of a bias because I like crypto, I'm involved with crypto. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people in FX that would say otherwise. There's a lot less volatility in FX. You could be in a trade. It's a lot slower pace, basically. A lot less gains unless you're using ridiculous leverage, which I don't advise. Anybody that wants to try out BYBIT, guys, link down below. There is a $4,000 bonus, but there's also a guaranteed $1,200 Bitcoin bonus. If you make an account, make the deposit, using the link down below, you will get $1,200 on BYBIT to trade. Okay, so let's look at Ethereum. Let's look at the Ethereum price. I can see about 163 people in us now. It's been building up every day. I really appreciate the support, guys. It's amazing that you're tuning in and we're looking at the prices together. And obviously, whether you're watching this live or slightly later, it's great that, you know, together we can cover the markets and prepare for the day. This is what I do anyway, guys, in the morning. So I go through all the markets, I have my cup of crypto or my cup of coffee. And to be doing this with all of you like-minded people is a real pleasure. So I appreciate you here. If you enjoy it, all I ask in return is that you smash the like and share this amongst your own communities, whether it's Telegram, Twitter. Oh, quickly, before we move on to Ethereum, like I like to do in all my little channels, it'd be of great appreciation if you could all go onto my Twitter right now at Marzell Money. When I'm not posting on YouTube, I'm posting here, news, predictions, analysis. Marzell Money community, strong emoji. I'm going to tweet this. If you could all, I've sent that now, if you could all go onto my Twitter and if you could all smash the like there, and if you could retweet it, like do a quote retweet, just tell me something if you like the show or whatever you want to say, leave a comment as well. And yeah, we'll get more people into the space, more people into crypto, and show the Twitter crypto world how strong of a community we are. So I appreciate that. I can see the likes coming in. We've got 2. And I'm sure that will be building up. We'll take a look at that in a moment, guys. 4, thank you very much. Well, let's build that up. So Ethereum, let's check out the Ethereum price. So currently on the 4-hour chart here, guys, and I want to show you something that is slightly different to Bitcoin. We were having a downward channel like we did with Bitcoin, but we actually broke to the downside out of that channel. With Bitcoin, we didn't do that. We didn't break it. Well, we broke it here, but it was a quick wick, so it doesn't really count. But Ethereum actually confirmed out of it on several 4-hour candles, was supported at this sloping support. Now, what we're actually seeing, potentially today, but it's definitely not guaranteed, but we're starting to see the beginnings of breaking back out of that support of that channel. Currently at, we've just broken 2600. That's the first time going back since the 31st of January. So we're definitely back in more bearish sentiment. So yeah, if we break this level, the next level to trade this down to would be 2,480. That is a technical level, Fibonacci retracement level, the 0.5. $2,477 target there. So if you want to put a short there, you've got about a 4% gain. You can have a tight stop, especially as this is a sloping resistance. So what I mean by that, let me show you that if anybody didn't get that, because it could be, it's probably better to show you what I mean. Where's my short position? So say you put in a short here, right, at $2,593. Your target is at this level, the 2,477. You can set your stop loss right above, okay, because you have this sloping previous support inevitably going to be acting now as resistance. So a really nice 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So anyone that wants to put on a trade like that, obviously BYBIT link below for $1,200. And for those of you that weren't here before, I give my trade signals for free. Click the link down below and click on this BYBIT link, create an account, deposit into that account. You'll get my signals for free. And for anybody that wants a free beginners training session, well, free beginners trading sessions every week, Thursday, there's also a link in the pinned comments of the chat, okay? So we're giving away these free sessions so you can see if trading's for you. We cover all the basics, all the technicals, and it's all through our Discord community. So, Ethereum today. Let's bring in some MAs. We need to look at where our moving averages are. Let's start on the daily. And let's see what the chart's telling us where the moving average is concerned. Right, MAs. So we did see some rejection on the 20-day moving average on the daily. Okay, so we got rejected off that yesterday. That's why I was increasing my short position. We are also seeing some death cross action already with the 20-day, obviously, but the 50 is overtaken not only the 100 but the 200. So on the 4-hour, let's take a look at what's going on the local timeframes here. So we've broken beneath the 20-day. Well, all timeframes we've broken above, and what we're waiting to see is if this 20-day loops over the 50 once again. That will give us more resistance to go downward. So yeah, MAs are telling us that there's selling pressure. The most likely price action I'm seeing here is we create these head and shoulders like this. I think that's likely, and we come up and we then find resistance there, and then obviously we potentially break down or we break up, or you could even treat it as a slightly bigger head and shoulders like that. No, I think that makes more sense. If that does play out, the next target you would consider, obviously this is going ahead a little bit of time, but I'm just looking at this because it looks likely to me. I mean, it would bring you down to 2200, but the first level you need to consider, this is going to act as support. This sloping line of support is going to come to about $2,348 if and when that breaks to the downside, guys. Okay, so that's Ethereum. Obviously looking more bearish than bullish short term. RSI on the 4 hour isn't completely oversold. It's about 43%. Looks like it's downtrending. On the daily, the RSI is obviously a bit more beaten up, but still could come down a lot. Still could come down easily another sort of 10% on the relative strength index. Okay, and the other thing I don't know if we covered on Ethereum is the local fib level. Let's run this local fib level here, just to see where the resistance is if we're coming back up. Oh, wrong one. So we want this one here, Fibonacci retracement, swing high, going to the swing low here. What we're actually looking at is resistance levels going up to about the 0.382, which is at 2,641. So we're beneath that resistance level. If we move to the upside, we could see us going back up to around 2,789. And then you've got the golden pocket, which will act as resistance if we go that high, which is at about $2,900 to $3,000. As I showed you in my trades, where I've got my stop loss currently stopped out at 2,900. So I might move that slightly higher. I might move it up to about maybe 3,026. I don't know if I have liquidity to do that at the moment. Let's have a look. So my liquidation price is 2,917. So what I need to do is lower my leverage or add some crypto, so add some USDT to my account to rebalance it so I can have a slightly higher stop loss because it's just a bit safer. So I'll be doing that shortly. But for now, it's fine. We're downtrending and I'm not too concerned about it. So that's Ethereum. I'm going to have a look at the chat and see if there's any questions. Jake Lockhart says, Jake, I believe you are in our MTA. Great to see you, my friend. How do you know Kundalini, aka Roy? Well, he was part of our community, and through his fantastic TA and seeing what he brings to the table, we decided to form the Marzell Trading Academy, and Kundalini Crypto is actually our head coach. What do you think of the monthly MACD cross of Bitcoin, now gone from green to red? And wherever it has gone from red and got the cross in the past, we have gone into a bear market every time this happens. Well, I was looking at that the other day, and you are right, but I don't want to use it as an isolated indicator just because this time is a bit different. There's so many more exchanges. There's so much more institutional money in the space. So technicals are one thing, but I do take them with a pinch of salt. Big up for Alex, guys. Thank you. In 5 years, we won't even remember about this dip. I mean, in 5 months, we probably won't remember about this dip. Sorry, Barry, for missing class. I think people are referring to the Marzell Trading Academy. Once again, if you want to join us for a free beginner session, link is in the pinned chat. Free beginners weekly training. Join us there to see if it's for you, if you like it, or if you know you want to trade and become a trader and make money from anywhere in the world. We're currently running a 33% discount on that, guys. So let's move into some other cryptocurrencies now. Let's check out the tweet quickly, see how that's doing. We are on 10 likes here. That's not the one. Marzell Money Community, 10 likes, 2 quote. Guys, you can do much better than that. There's 160 of you. Go on to my Twitter, @MarzellMoney. Smash the like on the most recent post, Marzell Money Community, and quote retweet it. Leave a comment as well. Your support would be much appreciated. So let's take a look now at the other crypto prices. We want to move into ADA, see what's going on with Cardano. If we go into the 4 hour here, we had a nice long trade yesterday on the live. It was this position here. Congratulations for any of you that take that position. It was a nice move to the upside. And right now, what we're currently seeing with Cardano is it's at a very, very significant and strong support level. Look at this. Look how strong the support is going all the way back since March 2021. Will we break that? Well, it's hard to say. We're in this downward channel, okay? We're downward channel like this. If we do come lower and break it, the next level is probably around 78 cents. But this is a very strong level of support for Cardano. So for the mid-long term, it's a good buy right now. It's very much in a buy. It's in a buy position. So you still believe in the golden pocket for Ethereum between $1,900 and $1,700? I do, yes. Looking at Ethereum, I definitely do. I mean, if you look at the daily, okay, if you look at the daily chart and you do a fib level, we did sort of cover Ethereum, but I know it's popular, so we'll cover it very, very briefly here. If you look at the Fibonacci retracement level, swing low to swing high, what you have to consider is the fib levels have not been touched. Okay, so I am still anticipating a move to the downside like that. One thing you need to pay a close attention to though is this downward wedge. So we're currently being supported by it. It would be much more likely that we come and hit these golden pocket levels if we break to the downside. But equally, if we do stay within the downward channel, then it's less likely we'll come down that far, and then I would put a target to create maybe a double bottom, and I will be taking some profits at that level around 21.65, because that is likely that we create a double bottom here and we create a higher low than the previous low. So also a possibility. So good point there. It depends what happens if we break beneath this level. First of all, if we break that 2,600 and confirm it, then the next level is this 2,300. Then the next level there is creating a double bottom with that previous wick. So we'll see what happens with Ethereum. So, excuse me. Let's move on to XRP. The XRP chart I have set up is very much like something you would see in our academy using the ARC system. So I'll explain a bit about that. Just going to have a sip of my cup of crypto and look at the chat and see if there's any good questions to relay on to everybody here. Great to see 160 of you, nearly on 100 likes, guys. Let's get it up to 100 likes and beyond. Let's smash the like. Make some noise for the YouTube algorithm, guys, and for the Marzell Money community. Let me know you're here by smashing the like, and subscribe if you're new to the channel, of course. And if you turn the bell on, that way you'll get my notifications when I go live and also when I post a video. 97 likes, thank you. 98, coming in fast. Should I put all my $1,000 in Ethereum long term? If that's all your money, then no. Obviously, always be diversified. So what we're seeing currently for XRP on the daily is this bigger time frame arc. So this is a 4-hour arc. I know we're looking at the daily chart, but it's a 4-hour arc. And what we're currently seeing is this falling wedge or descending triangle, which still has, in my opinion, and in our academy's opinion, some further movement to the downside. So within this bigger triangle, you have smaller triangles. So it's good to get some perspective of where you are, not only obviously short term, but in the bigger term. So currently, if we zoom in here and go into our 4-hour chart, we're going to look at some smaller time frames, some smaller arcs here. And what we're currently seeing is the XRP price being supported at around 59 cents. Okay, so the question today is, in this smaller time frame arc, well, actually this could go on to around the 9th of February even. Probably won't go on that long, but probably at least to the 5th or the 6th is possible. What we're currently seeing is this resistance. Yeah, you can see that resistance line here. And we're seeing this support, and it's a continuation pattern. It could also and equally be treated as a bear flag. If that's not so clear, look at this. You see that's the pole here. This is the flag. We could see something like that, and that would bring us down anywhere as low potentially as around Could go as low as like 38 cents, could go slightly lower, but the target that I'm looking for in XRP is initially here, because we have a double bottom. Let's zoom in a bit. We have a double bottom, so I will be looking to take some profits at around, just a little bit of profit at around 54, but ultimately, guys, I think it's probably going to come to the mid 40s. We have a technical target out of this you could play. So around 48 cents, I'll be taking the majority of my profits, and then I'll let maybe 20% of my remaining trade run down. So I have a short on XRP at the moment. It's currently, we are in profit, $1,700. I've got to take profit here down at $2,300, but these are my orders, okay? I don't know if you can see that. Let me move myself. These are my orders to sell. So I'm looking to exit at 46.78, 43.83, and 3,100. So I've got stacked closes to take my profits accordingly at those levels, guys. Basically, okay. Bear with me. Let me go back into my chart. So XRP. So that's how I see things progressing over the next, like, let's say, few weeks. Something like this. We continue this trend. Next leg is down. And then we'll consolidate here maybe a little bit before we break out, and then obviously the bull cycle can continue. And I'm very bullish on XRP because it has such fantastic utility. It doesn't get a lot of love on YouTube, but it is one of the most revolutionary payment systems out there, and it's challenging Swift. Not a lot of people know this, but already, like, they have about 2,000 banks using their protocol. And as soon as, you know, everything going on with the economy and the finance system and how broken it is, it's only a matter of time before something like Ripple is considered. And I believe that, you know, within the next 3 years, you could see XRP at 3 figures. I really could. So that's XRP. Let's check out Matic. Polygon lovers out there. Start on the 4 hour, shall we? On the 4 hour chart. So we currently see a breakdown out of this wedge. The technical target is going to take us down to probably around $1.38. That's probably what's likely happening now. Volume is picking up slightly. On the smaller time frame, on the 1 hour, let's see what the moving averages are telling us. Yeah, so we've looped over. We're in a bit of a bearish move, and we've broken out this arc. So we're likely creating a new arc. However, there isn't a great deal amount of volume, so you could potentially say it isn't a breakout yet, and you could potentially bring this level of the arc down a bit. But it probably does make most sense here, where we're currently seeing support, simply because if you go any further, the arc inverses, and that's not what you want to see. So there is a support level at $1.48, and $1.50 is obviously going to be a psychological level as well. So I would treat it something like that potentially. So that's Matic, still in a downtrend. Solana is, let's take a look at 4 hour chart, and let's tidy this chart up a bit. It's a bit messy. Let's get rid of the moving averages for now. So we got a breakout. We hit our target perfectly out of this breakout. We're now forming a new arc, okay? And you always start an arc within the old arc, okay? You want a triangulation pattern. Let's find that. So the new arc's probably going to start somewhere like this, come down, and the question, of course, is where does this arc take us next? Does it take us maybe here? Potentially. Maybe here. We'll wait to see what the price action does. I mean, there's a line of support resistance here at that $100 level, but it seems to me like we could be at the support level of this arc currently, and we could be seeing a bit of a reversal for Solana, a bit of a continuation pattern. So the next technical target out of this 4 hour arc, it's a great buy right now because we're at the bottom of it, and the widest part of the triangle is going to give us an indication there we might be targeting around $125 midterm. And if you look at the longer term price action, so if we go into the daily and see the discount currently, I mean, it's pretty significant in terms of what we've come down to. We came down and broke all different fib levels, And in terms of a percentage, we are down currently 63% discount. So it's a good buy. It is a good buy, and it isn't really correlated too much with what's going on with Bitcoin. In fact, if Bitcoin underperforms, it does give an opportunity for Solana to do well in a bit of an altcoin season. That's possible. So that's something to consider as well. Someone said ADA, buy with leverage. Well, leverage trading is obviously a great opportunity to make magnified gains, guys, but it is risky. I suggest if you're new to trading, I have a BYBIT for beginners video, and also come along for the free beginners session starting tonight, every week, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. UK or 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in the pinned chat. Join us there. You just pop in your email address and you'll get an email later today on the link to join us over on Discord, where our trading academy is hosted. You just join us in the beginners trading chat and you can join us there. Right, there you go. So Solana, interesting one. So I'm going to take some requests now in terms of what altcoins you want me to cover. So I'll basically just open it up to the chat and I'll pick some ones at random. And in between all that, if anybody just has any general questions about me, about trading, about risk management, feel free to pop them in there as well. And anything I deem as educational that's going to be relevant for everyone, I'll be reading those out. What are my thoughts on Cosmos, Atom? So let's cover Atom. We'll cover Atom. Atom is actually in a good support currently at this level. I did think that there was a good long there yesterday because I thought that we may be breaking out of this channel, and it hasn't happened yet. If you look at this descending triangle, still a good long, because we're in this descending triangle. We're at the support level pretty much. I mean, we may be breaking it. We may come down to further support at about $25. But the breakout out of this is going to be tasty. It's going to take us up in terms of percentage. It's quite high. It doesn't look huge here, but I guarantee you it's it's 36%. So if you go onto a platform like BYBIT, if you want to trade that, if you go to Atom, for example, or Cosmos, if we put an Atom, you can basically utilize leverage, and you can select, a decent amount of leverage to take along. If you had 10% or 10x leverage, that'd be 366% gains. Would be a really nice trade, a very, very nice trade. You can have your stop loss safely at probably around $24, I would suggest. So nice trade there for Atom. It's in a good place right now. So let's see what people are asking for. Ave. Yeah, we can have a look at Ave. Let's check out Ave. So right now we are seeing, this is interesting. We have a channel. Is it a bear flag channel though? This is the question. Pretty clear defined support right now, and resistance. Okay, so you could call this a bear flag first of all. Okay, first and foremost, that could be a bear flag, and if we break to the downside, you could be targeting a lot lower, down at $63, and that would be a huge bearish move. In terms of percentage, that could be down at around 50% move to come. Will that happen? I don't know. This could be a support like we saw here as well. If we move to the upside, you wouldn't use this measurement. You would initially just use the widest part of the wedge, and from the breakout point, wherever that is, do something like that. You're targeting up at about $196 again. So in terms of a percentage from where we are now, that's a nice trade, because with the way you could trade that would be something like this. You've got a lovely risk to reward ratio here. Go in a long position, enter right now. Not guaranteeing this will happen, but look at the rewards. Look at the percentage, look at the risk to reward ratio. If you set your stop loss somewhere around beneath the previous support, you've got a 9-to-1 risk to reward ratio. That's a beautiful trade. So AVE right now, again, BYBIT is fantastic for all different currencies. You can trade Metaverse. You've obviously got AVE. You can put in a derivatives trading position or a spot position. You've got SHIB, you've got Sand, Mana, all of the Metaverse tokens you can see here. So it's a great platform to trade on. Engine, for example. So there you go. And $1,200 Bitcoin guaranteed bonus down below, guys. So glad I transferred it yesterday. Can you take a look at Doge? Luna? Let's take a look at Luna. Let's get an update on Luna. See what's going on here with the Luna price. So yesterday we expected there might have been a bear flag. It played to the downside, so that trade wouldn't have been profitable. What we're currently seeing, however, is potential bearish move, but with a bullish result potentially. We can see this kind of wedge forming. That's potential, something like this. Potential moving to the downside here. Next level that you need to consider that we're likely to hit is about $43 now on Luna. So I'm expecting a retrace down to at least that level before we break out. So yeah, be careful right now. Funny how much I've learned looking at my history. I bought Mana. Yeah, you should always look back at your history, what you've bought, what you haven't bought. Is very educational to learn. Would love to know what you think of Loop Ring, Alex. So I can tell you from a technical perspective, it's not one I hold or know too much about, but let's look at the technicals for Loop Ring and see what's going on there. Let's take a look at Loop Ring. So Loop Ring today, if I go into the hour, let's do some short-term technical analysis. Looks like we're coming back down to support $7,300 initially. Anyway, we could create a higher low, but I don't think that's going to happen now because this trend line has been broken. Yeah, we've broken that. So likely as we're coming down about to $72. In the longer term time frame on the 4 hour, this looks like could be creating a double bottom. It's completely oversold. In terms of a percentage, it's probably down a great deal. What, 80? Yeah, 80%, 76%. So it looks like it could be seeing its bottom. It looks well supported at this level. Probably a long-term trade is good here. Probably doing something that, you know, if you're willing to hold it, if you want your stop loss below that level, that's the thing. But you could easily target, you know, up at higher prices, maybe to the next real strong resistance level. It's about a 120% trade, 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So that's a nice position to sit in long term for Loop Ring, I would suggest. Please tell about Bitcoin, please. So yeah, let's recover Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'll cover some different technicals and predictions and update from when we covered it at the start of the video, and obviously as a recap for those that didn't catch that. So Bitcoin right now, we're to bring things into perspective, we're in this downward trending wedge, which of course is ultimately bullish. So we've seen sideways down, sideways down, sideways down, sideways down, sideways, and like we predicted, next move is likely to be down and follow the trend down to the support, which is about $29,000. If we go into the hourly chart for Bitcoin, where we're currently seeing resistance, support is here at this 36. It's between 36 and sort of $36,500 level. We're basically seeing if this level holds temporarily or it breaks to the downside. I have a feeling that it will more likely break to the downside, but we'll see what happens. We've got the moving averages, even on the 1 hour, pushing us down. You can see the 20-day looping down. So I do suspect more of a spillage there. In terms of targets today, we did run a local extension, swing low, swing high. So you've got the support down at 36,000. And then the golden pocket down at around 35,000 to 35,300. So I can see continuous downward move here. The other thing we can look at is the amount of long versus shorts in the market. When there's more longs, normally you want to short. And I know that sounds funny, but that's how it works. So long short ratio currently. So we're currently seeing 56% longs against shorts, 1.29 ratio. So I would definitely be more inclined to take a short right now. But be careful of this level. You may want to wait to see if we break $36,090 before we do anything here, before you make any bigger moves. And then we'll see what happens. But there is some support. Definitely is going to be at this level where we found this support at 36,250 down to 36,090, some horizontal support. So that's also possible. Another thing we can look at, which I did earlier, just as a recap, you can use the volume profile, swing low to the price action, and you can see we've broken beneath the line of the point of control, which was controlling the price action. So there's not a lot of traded volume beneath us there. If you bring in the VPVR, you can also see that we're now coming into lower volume traded action. So there's a lot of room for it to fall down now. And the only way that's going to pick up is if you look at the bigger time frames and you bring that down basically, and you'll see that I need to really go back further in the price action. Let me move some of these indicators so you can see a bit closer. Yeah, you can see that actually the point of control is all the way up here. So yeah, we are trending downward, and you can see that we're well into this volume here. So definitely could come down as low as here, basically 29,000. That's what I'm calling for. We may create a slightly higher low than here, and we may treat this as a double bottom. This may come down. We may get supported at 33,200, and that'll be it. That'll be bam, damn, thank you, ma'am, and that'll be where the short term, the medium term bottom, if you like. So watch that level closely. So please take a look at DOT. What does the graph go sideways? Where is there no volume? DOT. We did sort of cover DOT. We'll cover it again, but let's cover Ethereum as a recap here. We're basically very closely watching this support on the downward wedge, because if I zoom right into the 1 hour, what we're currently seeing is a potential break to the downside out of this support line, this overall support line. So we have broken it now. A little bit of volume come in, but nothing crazy. We're seeing support basically at this level, at $2,600 level. So we're basically just waiting to see if that holds. You can see there's a bit more volume traded. I do suspect it's going to break. And when it breaks, the level that we're going to target is down at approximately $2,470. It's a good trade. You can see here in terms of value, in the short, where's that gone? Short position. You can put in a trade here, target this level, 2,480, let's say. You can have your stop loss just set maybe above this level, or even here, because you've got a sloping resistance line now. That was previous support. So you've got 4.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio here, about a 4.4% move. I'd apply maybe a 20x leverage to a trade like that because it's quite short term, and that would give you 80% gains. So really nice profit you can make off that trade. You can simply go on to BYBIT, go to derivatives, Ethereum USDT, and then you can put in your short trade here, apply the leverage you want. Link down below to get your free $1,200 Bitcoin bonus. You can then transfer it into Ethereum and take advantage of a trade like that, guys. Quick mention once again for anyone new joining us, my trade signals are free. Link down below. Set up a BYBIT account using this link. Even if you already have one, you need to create a new account, deposit into that new account, and then you will get a bonus. You will get a bonus, but you get access to my free trade signals. And for anyone that's thinking about learning how to trade professionally with myself and our trading community and coaches, we're giving away free beginners weekly trading sessions to see if it's for you. 7:30 p.m. UK, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So just click your email and that link, and you'll be given an invite link, guys. So that's how the markets are currently looking. More bearish than bullish. Actually, in my this is actually a key level to watch as well that I drew on my trading account. This is basically from TradingView, but I drew this support line on the 4 hour, and you can see we're potentially breaking that level. How does that look if I go into the 4 hour here? Because I haven't got that level drawn. It's actually quite a key level to watch, really. So it's this level here, it's this support. You have to pay attention to this one as well. Yeah, that's a support. Maybe it makes more sense to start it from these. Yeah, I'll do it like that. So this is a support as well, okay? So we're watching this. And what's really interesting to see is we're either going to be breaking back into the wedge, this overall wedge that we've been looking at, and carry up this sort of support, or we're going to break to the downside out of this channel. But ultimately, if you have a channel like this, which is a rising channel, 8 times out of 10 it's going to break to the downside, and you could even potentially treat this as a bear flag. There's just more bearish technicals than bullish technicals right now. I mean, this would be very bearish if that played out. It's going to take you all the way down to about $1,700, which is where the golden pocket stands on the bigger time frame. So it's all possible. It's all very, very possible, but we need to see what happens. Of course, if we get a bounce on this support, it is dependent on what Bitcoin does, admittedly. If Bitcoin breaks this $36,400 level, which I think it will. But if it doesn't, then, you know, Ethereum could rally back up. So we just have to watch very, very closely today what's going on. We're at a crucial point. There's going to be a lot of volatility over the next 24, 48 hours. It's going to be very exciting to trade. So guys, quick update on my trades. $2,700 in the green on Ethereum, 3,000 up on XRP. I've got a target of $1,880, which should net me about 40 grand on Ethereum. Should net me about 50 grand on XRP with my target set, and I have a layered active orders set on the XRP price. So we'll see how things go. Of course, I'll keep you updated along the way. If you want to follow my real-time trade signals, you can do, link below for that. You just have to create a BYBIT account, like I said, using my link, and deposit into that account, trade on that account, and in return I'll give you my free signals. You'll get a bonus, I'll get a bonus. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this Cup of Crypto session. Leave a thumbs up down below. Make sure you go onto my Twitter, because when I'm not posting on YouTube, I'm posting here at Marzell Money. We got up to 14 likes in the end, 4 quote retweets. If you haven't done it yet, go on Twitter. I'm going to be posting something very shortly, so follow me on Twitter there as well. Don't forget your $1,200 Bitcoin bonus for free down below. And thank you everybody for joining me for this live session. I'm going to have to wrap things up now, and I hope you all join me tomorrow as well. This is daily, Monday to Friday. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.